Once upon a time, in the bustling suburbs of London, England, there lived a young woman named Aisha. She was 19 years old and studying business administration at a local college. Her days were filled with lectures, assignments, and the daily commute home by bus. The bus rides were often crowded, a typical part of city life, but Aisha managed with her quiet determination. One crisp autumn afternoon, Aisha decided to take a leave from college. It was her niece's birthday, and she wanted to surprise the little girl with a big, decadent chocolate cake she'd picked up from a nearby bakery. Clutching the cake box carefully, she hurried to the bus stop, her heart light with anticipation. But when she arrived, the bus was already packed to the brim. Passengers filled every seat, and a group of boys stood near the front, gripping the overhead bars for balance. Aisha glanced at her watch. She was running a bit late, but she couldn't wait for the next bus. With a sigh, she boarded and squeezed into the standing area behind the boys. The bus lurched forward, and the crowd shifted. Aisha focused on steadying the cake box in her arms. She didn't notice at first when a boy positioned himself behind her. He was tall, with a casual demeanor, and the bus's sway brought him closer. At first it seemed accidental, the press of bodies in a confined space, but then his hand brushed against her, lingering a moment too long. Aisha froze, her mind racing. The boys ahead blocked her path. She couldn't move forward without pushing through. She stood silently, unsure, her cheeks flushing with confusion. The boy inched closer, his touches becoming deliberate. Aisha's heart pounded. Part of her wanted to scream, but the crowded bus and her own shyness held her back. Strangely, amid the discomfort, a forbidden thrill stirred within her, a mix of surprise and an unwelcome sense of relaxation. She scolded herself inwardly. "What am I doing? This isn't right." Gathering her courage, she turned slightly and whispered sharply, "Why are you getting so close to me?" The boy smirked, his eyes meeting hers. "What can I do, madam? There's hardly any space." His voice was smooth, almost apologetic. Aisha fell silent, but he persisted, his body pressing against hers again. To her own astonishment, she didn't pull away immediately. The bus ride dragged on, and by the time her stop approached, the boy slipped a piece of paper into her hand. "Call me on this number," he murmured before stepping back. Aisha disembarked, her mind a whirlwind. She hurried home, where her family awaited her impatiently. The birthday celebration was a joyful affair, candles flickering on the cake, laughter echoing as they sang "Happy Birthday" to her niece. Gifts were unwrapped, and the evening passed in warmth. But as the clock struck 10 p.m., Aisha's thoughts drifted back to the boy. Curiosity won over caution. She dialed the number. Their conversation started innocently, small talk about the bus ride, college life, and shared frustrations with public transport. His name was Raj, and he had a charming laugh that put her at ease. Night after night they talked, sharing dreams and secrets. Slowly, an undeniable connection formed. Aisha found herself thinking of him constantly. She couldn't imagine life without his voice on the other end of the line. Raj felt the same, or so he said. One day, Aisha learned that Raj attended the same college, just 1 year ahead of her. He was a top student, acing exams with impressive marks and even earning scholarships. This revelation deepened her affection. He wasn't just a stranger from the bus. He was ambitious, intelligent, someone she could admire. Their relationship blossomed in secret. Then, one evening, Raj invited her to a cozy hotel cafe for coffee. Aisha hesitated but agreed, her heart fluttering with excitement. When she arrived, he was waiting at a table, his face lighting up with a smile. He took her hand gently and pulled out a chair for her. They sipped tea, chatting animatedly about everything and nothing. As the cups emptied, Raj leaned in. "Today, I want to show you my house. It's not far. Aisha protested, glancing at the time. I'll be late getting home. But Raj insisted, his eyes pleading. Please, just for a little while. I need this. Reluctantly, she followed him to his small flat nearby. As soon as they stepped inside, he locked the door behind them. Aisha's stomach twisted with unease. This isn't right, she said, her voice trembling. We shouldn't do anything before marriage. When we're together properly, then. Raj shook his head, his expression turning insistent. No, I need you now. Despite her pleas, he persisted, his advances turning forceful. Overwhelmed and caught in the moment, Aisha gave in. They spent the night together, bodies entwined in a rush of passion and regret. At 4 a.m, Aisha awoke to her phone buzzing incessantly, 15 to 20 missed calls from her worried family. Panicking, she called them back, fabricating a story. I'm at a friend's house tonight. I'll be home tomorrow. The next morning, they shared a quiet breakfast before Aisha slipped away. At home, she brushed off her family's questions with the same lie, her mind replaying the night. What had started as a forbidden thrill on the bus had evolved into something deeper and more dangerous. Every week after that, Aisha found excuses to visit Raj's house. They confessed their love repeatedly, exploring each other like newlyweds, lost in a bubble of secrecy. But reality shattered the illusion. A few months later, Aisha discovered she was pregnant. The news hit her like a thunderbolt. The ground seemed to crumble beneath her feet. Terrified, she confided in Raj. His face paled, surprise mirroring her own. The only way out is for you to send a marriage proposal to my family, she urged. We have to get married now. Raj hesitated, then shook his head. My family won't agree. I'm already in a relationship with someone else. The words sliced through Aisha like a knife. He had cheated her, used her. Tears streaming down her face, she ended things then and there, vowing never to see him again. Devastated and alone, Aisha turned to her closest friend for support. Through sobs, she poured out the entire story. Her friend listened patiently, then offered a pragmatic solution. We'll go to a good doctor and terminate the pregnancy. It's the best way forward. Together they made the difficult decision, and the procedure was done discreetly. Aisha emerged from the ordeal scarred but resolute, determined to rebuild her life. Time healed some wounds. Eventually, Aisha's family arranged her marriage to her uncle's son, a kind and hard-working man named Karim. He was a successful businessman, owning a thriving import-export company that brought in a comfortable income. They settled into a peaceful life in a cozy home on the outskirts of London. Aisha gave birth to 2 sons and a daughter, filling their days with the joys of family. Karim's steady presence and the children's laughter erased the shadows of the past. Though the memory of Raj lingered like a faint scar, Aisha found contentment in her new chapter, a life of stability, love, and quiet happiness.